What's up, guys? Welcome back to another one, man. It's been a while. I know I ain't been posting a whole lot lately. Didn't have a whole lot going on, but we're gonna do a little fishing today. Coming down here to a little local spot that I've been fishing to since I was probably a little kid. We're gonna come down here and see if we can catch some shad. Shad are running up river right now. I don't know how well it's gonna be right now. It is still a little early, but we're gonna go down here and find out. It might not be too many, but like I said, we're gonna go down here and see and might catch a few, hopefully anyway. So y'all stay tuned, and I'm gonna walk down here and get down on the edge of this bank and see what happens. Man, it's a bunch of turkey scratching in here. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but I've been tearing it up in here. You gotta be really careful when you come down to spots like this. You will fall. All right. Man, the river is really, really low. All right, we are down here. River's pretty low, which that's okay. All right, first cast for shad of 2026. I'm sure they're not here very thick. I mean, I'm sure there's some around, but the river's been low probably a good while now, so I'm sure it's probably taking them a while to get here. Felt like a thump. Feels like boom, boom, and then I don't know what's gonna happen today, guys. This river's low. I'm gonna have to hold my rod tip up. When the river is this low, it takes them a lot longer to get up river. Yeah, I know I ain't been putting on a lot of videos, guys. Been trying to, man, just trying to do this. I mean, I'm just starting. Y'all know I'm just starting out and trying to balance life and work and trying to do this at the same time. It is tough. But hey, we're just gonna stay with the grind, stay with it. I appreciate any of y'all that subscribe or keep watching, man. It means a lot. Sometimes this YouTube stuff can be kind of a lot sometimes, trying to just get content out, because not every time you go out and do something, you're gonna just do absolutely great every single time, and it's just not gonna happen. And you know, sometimes you get caught up trying to focus on like trying to make things happen, and you just kind of forget about being out here and enjoying things. And you know, well, that's what it's all about, you know, just being out here fishing and being in the outdoors, really. Whether it's hunting, fishing, whatever it is you're doing. Probably had to make like 100 casts before I daggone even get a bite, if that. I have come down here this time of year though and just sat here and been like, you know, you just fish for 30 minutes and don't catch anything, and then all of a sudden, bam, bam, you're catching them back to back, and then it stops. And all you're doing is just catching that school that came through. But the problem this year is which I don't mind the river being low. Like, I'd rather be low than high because it makes it easier just to come down here and fish. But a lot of times these shad, they do need the river to be up a little bit just so they can make it. You know, they come all the way from the coast, and the rivers need to be up high so they can make it. If not, they'll stop and just stack up, and they won't make it as far. But typically they don't. I think this river all the way to the coast from this end on, I don't think it's very, very rocky, so I think they can pretty much make it. I mean, we've had rain, but it ain't been a lot. We've had a bunch of snow. I don't know, we'll see what happens. They'll be here, like I said, it's still early, which we're coming up on March now, but usually by the first few weeks of March, dude, it's usually on out here. And I might try to I've never done this before, but I might try to go out in the coming days and go out on the kayak, go further down the river and go out on the kayak and see if I can catch any. I've never done that before, so I feel like, you know, it's probably the best time to do it is now when the river's this low, because it's not wide open, it's not as deep, a little easier to, you know, manage what you're doing. So, all right, guys. So, shad fishing really ain't panning out. They're just not here yet. Which I kind of figured that coming down here. I just came down here to see what was going on. So I just kind of figured I would take the time and just kind of talk to y'all about some of the tackle I use and what I do when I'm shad fishing. If I feel like, if it look like I'm falling, it's probably because I am standing on like a hill right here on the side of this bank just trying to do this, but so y'all just bear with me. But anyway, so this is a Shakespeare Contender. I've had this rod for, I don't know, probably going on 4 years, 5 years now, maybe even longer, I don't even know. But I mean, this ain't nothing special. I mean, I bought this at a sporting goods store, and I mean, it's been an awesome rod. I think it's like a 7-foot rod. I typically use this for all my shad fishing. It's been, you know, I consider this my river rod, just because when you come down here and do this kind of stuff, like things are gonna get muddy. You're gonna drop it, possibly hit it on something, you know, whatever it is, because you're on these muddy banks down here. I mean, so typically that's why I just use this one, just because I kind of use this as like a beater rod. But anyway, the reel I'm using, this is I want to say it's a 5.2 to 1. Yeah, 5.2 to 1. This is the actual reel that came with the rod. It's the same thing. It's a Shakespeare as well. Really, when it comes to shad fishing, man, I mean, it does not matter what you use. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of setup you have. I mean, it's shad. I typically run 8-pound tests. This is 8-pound mono I have on here. I know some people like to fish for like 6-pound. I don't, just because I like to have just that little bit of extra, because a lot of times when I'm down here, I am pulling these fish through rocks, up on banks, and get them up here just so I can grab them. A lot of times I just like to have that extra, just a little bit more, just so I know I'm not going to break, because sometimes this line, if your line's super thin, you know, when you're casting out there in the water, I mean, you're always constantly reeling through rocks. You know, a lot of times you can feel it or whatever. Or even when you hook one and, you know, they're getting going, sometimes they'll get you wrapped up in some rocks sometimes. So sometimes I just like to have a heavier line just for that reason. And then typically what, you know, I fish with, you know, you can do this, you know, your own experiences. But so for bait, I mean, this right here, this is, I don't know if y'all can see that, but this was handmade. This is literally just, it's a jig head. It was got some wrap on it that's black and a chartreuse bucktail hair. I didn't make these. Somebody made these and gave them to me. But you know, typically when you do this kind of fishing, you can fish with any type of grub. I mean, anything. It doesn't even really matter. I have seen where colors sometimes do matter, but not much really. I mean, if they're around and it's thick, like it don't matter what you're throwing. But like I said, I have seen it where sometimes they do prefer that chartreuse color, and I like having that pink jig head just because, I don't know, I feel like they can see it and it's a lot more attracting to them. I said any grub will work, doesn't matter, you know, full body chartreuse or white or black and chartreuse. Typically though, I like to fish with the black and chartreuse. It's just what works in my area. It just seems like I get a lot more bites on the shad when I fish with this, but to each their own, really. You know, it is what it is. You know, you gotta have some tackle with you, because when you come down here, man, you come down to the river, man, trust me, you're gonna lose some stuff. It's just gonna happen. It's just kind of inevitable. But I always carry a tackle box with me full of stuff, and I'll show you in a second. Let me close this so I don't drop anything. So I mean, tackle box, this is just a simple tackle box that I got from a sporting goods store. I mean, I got my weights, jig heads, grub bodies. I got some crappie fish and stuff in here as well. But yeah, I'll show y'all kind of some of the stuff I have in here. Now, like I was talking about, like grubs and stuff. Now, I have seen people catch them on these little tubes. They're like little tubes, the red and white. Sometimes they like them. I've caught them a bunch on those as well. Since here's another full body chartreuse, caught them on those. I've caught them on the white. And then I have these as well. These are kind of just to kind of show as, you know, as a shad, like a shad minnow almost. And I mean, I just got bucktail hair on there, a little bit of flash boo in there. But yeah, man, I mean, like I said, really anything with these shad, dude, when they're coming up river and they're spawning and they're there, a lot of times they do not really care what it is. Just in my experiences, I'm sure some people say that they see where it's better doing this or better doing that. I don't know. But, you know, the best thing to do is just get out there and just do it. You know, figure out what works for you. You know, that's for anything, hunting, fishing. And always have a good set of pliers too as well. You'll always need that. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So that's probably gonna do it for this video. I'm sorry much didn't really happen, so I figured I would just kind of use this video to be kind of educational and some stuff. But yeah, if y'all would, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, say if you liked it, if you would like me to do more videos on this, kind of talking about what I fish with and how I do it, and you know, that sort of thing. You know, just drop it down in the comments and let me know. But other than that, guys, I will see y'all on the next one, so I appreciate it.